Going to cover not L1. We did that already. We want L2. Yeah, lead sustainability efforts. Okay, so the task is to lead and manage sustainability and social responsibility efforts with suppliers. So firms should offer training to suppliers and procurement team members on sustainability and social responsibility best practices. And the supply chain sustainability and social responsibility leader should also invite suppliers' procurement personnel to their training sessions. And firms should also invite environmental, health, and safety personnel and encourage them to participate in industry-wide sustainability and social responsibility training. So here's some tools for social responsibility. Human rights risk factors template based on ISM principles of sustainability and social responsibility. Provide the organization an opportunity to map supplier principle 8. So human rights has 12 risk categories that can be assessed with a supplier and have been utilized for this template. So let's see what this sucker is all about. Whatever comes up. Jeez. Okay, ISM supplier human rights. All right, so that's what it's about on the overview. Here's the risk tab. Let's get it big enough so we can read it. And we've got F3 to Q3. We got some summon going on here. Here's the human rights general principle. Recognize and acknowledge that human beings have universal and natural rights status. CDEF, freedom, indigenous people, published rights, signature. So I guess it sums up those columns. Annual spend, it's the country, this is the supplier. And then it'll give you a chart and a 3D map example. Kind of interesting. So you may be asked to develop a policy for your human rights management organization or to assist your supplier in developing their own. So here's a policy template. This is from ISM also. You can get a copy probably for free, especially if you're a member. Let's blow this thing up so we can read it. It's pretty small or short. Why establish? And there you have it. Building a sustainability and social responsibility business case for supply management. So here's a step-by-step outline on how to build a case for sustainability and social responsibility, also from ISM. Back. And this is probably also available from them. And that's how to build a business case. The tool for prioritizing ES&G gaps. So here's your process. Establish your organization's business priorities. Evaluate organization on each principle. Evaluate the significance of the gaps in your area. Evaluate the business area the gap affects. Prioritize your gaps. So assign a ranking to each key business area, 1 to 10. Review practices on each principle. Determine significance of the gap. Determine the likelihood you can affect the business area. And then when collected, conclusions can be drawn and you can prioritize your efforts. Policy development, the best practice of a successful sustainability and social responsibility program is for the executive team to align the company strategy with the sustainability and social responsibility mission. This top-down support sets the foundation for procurement and supply chain leaders to build and execute their strategies to carry out the mission. Benchmarking and best practices. Supplier diversity, establish corporate policy and top corporate management support. Establish the supplier diversity program plan. Establish comprehensive internal and external communications. And identify opportunities in strategic sourcing. Supply chain management for use of diverse suppliers. Establish comprehensive diverse supplier development or capacity building process, because usually these diverse suppliers are smaller companies. Establish tracking and reporting, goal setting. Establish continuous improvement plan. Also want a second tier supplier program that so you want your tier 1 supplier to have a program where they're monitoring their tier 1s or your tier 2s. Understand public sector supplier diversity, integrate supplier diversity and sustainability and social responsibility initiatives, engage historical Black colleges and universities, establish global supplier diversity processes. So sustainability and social responsibility. We're going back to benchmarking and best practices. To align the strategy, use the tools to measure and engage suppliers, push ownership of supply chain sustainability and social responsibility to suppliers and buyers, integrate it into scoring with other processes and systems, and collaborate to drive improvements. You know what we have here? Sustainability research. 2024 sustainability respondents demographics. Program responsibility on the survey that ISM done. Thought leadership and execution. Program establishment. Long-term goals. Do your company's sustainability strategy and plans include these. Training internal supply chain team on sustainability and train your suppliers. Not a lot of people train their suppliers. Organizational attitudes on sustainability. Sustainability pillars. Performance goals tied to sustainability. Measurable benefits. We've been reporting on sustainability. Scope 1 targets. What function is to be responsible for Scope 1 reporting? I'm not really sure what Scope 1 is. Scope 2. All right. And now we're going to look at combined supplier diversity and social responsibility and sustainability. Establish a corporate policy and top corporate management support lines, the business strategy. Establish a program plan. Establish comprehensive internal and external communications. Identify opportunities in strategic sourcing, revenue enhancement, and supply chain management for suppliers with sustainable business practices. Establish comprehensive sustainability and social responsibility training. Establish tracking, scoring, and reporting, and continuous improvement. Second tier program on the supply base, understand public ESG requirements, engage historically Black colleges, and embrace the United Nations Global Compact. 10 principles of the UN Global Compact, and they are here. So it's in a number of areas. Human rights is 1 and 2, labor 3 through 6, environment 7 through 9, and anti-corruption 10. Practical yet comprehensive tool to help companies evolve their sustainability efforts. 6 management steps. It guides companies through the process of implementing and measuring. This is the framework for implementation from Deloitte. And is it on this website? Sign up for the bulletin. Yeah, here it is right here. Organizational values and policies. ESG activities can expand corporate revenue because today more customers base their buying decisions on how well the corporation respects the environment. And that's really true for consumer businesses and all businesses these days. Millennials make up the largest portion of the world population. Millennials are committed to implementing sustainable development goals, including climate change, peace, justice, reduced poverty, and increased prosperity. The environmental criteria of ESG may include a company's energy use, waste disposal, pollution generation, natural resource conservation, each of which have real costs associated. Social criteria of ESG activities look at companies' business relationships, including relationships with diverse suppliers. Does the corporation work with first-tier suppliers that hold the same values as it? Are the stakeholders' interests like those of the community in which it operates? Governance criteria of ESG activities is an important factor in improving the reputation among stakeholders. And a statement of values and policies, foundation of the environmental management system, otherwise known as the EMS, is the company's statement of values and policies. The statement should include the following elements: compliance with all environmental laws and regulations, prevention of harm to the environment, dedication to the preservation of the environment, commitment to meeting goals and targets, a commitment to measuring results and performance. Delivery method for sustainability and environmental message, make it engaging, internal competition, supporting initiatives by individual employees. Sustainability, signal sustainability is a priority for the organization by senior management, communicate effectively, manage talent, identify employees with passion, attitude, and competence, and reinforce the message, continuously practice sustainability, environmental responsibility. Not only talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Purchase of recycled materials. In addition to implementing their own internal program for reuse of materials, companies can also include as part of their EMS a goal of purchasing recycled materials. Companies may also require a supplier's certificate of recycled materials. Selection of suppliers that employ solar, wind, and other renewable resources. Supplier requirements. Task supply chain leader with extending the firm's sustainability and social responsibility programs to the first tier suppliers, maybe below. Integrate sustainability and social responsibility scoring into supplier scorecard, sourcing decisions, and supplier recognition processes. And connecting supplier sustainability and social responsibility scoring to procurement systems requires process integration by setting targets and business rules linked to performance. Stakeholder engagement, the supply chain sustainability and social responsibility. Leaders should invite the most socially and environmentally advanced suppliers to join an elite group where they can share best practices. The individual should serve as a relationship manager with NGOs and internal organizations that share its goals. And the company should collaborate with its competitors and major suppliers to develop and disseminate industry-wide sustainability and social responsibility standards. Companies should also join industry associations focused on developing sustainability and social responsibility standards, providing assessment tools, and offering training to suppliers. All right, of the statements listed below, which one would not be a goal for a combined supplier diversity and social responsibility policy? Not be a goal. Establish a program plan, that would be one. Establish comprehensive sustainability and social responsibility training process, that would be one. Tools for prioritizing and identifying ESG gaps. Understand public ESG requirements. This isn't a goal. I'd say C. Wow, pretty small. All right, C it is. Second question. What would be the responsibility of the supply base when instituting a sustainable supply chain? Responsibility of the supply base. Supply chain sustainability leaders should invite the most socially advanced suppliers to join a group where they can share best practices. That could be a responsibility. Integrate sustainability and social responsibility scoring into supplier scorecards. Companies should join industry associations focused on developing sustainable standards. Yeah. Best practices successfully sustainability program is for the executive team to align the company. So these last three kind of talk about internal to the organization. This is the only one that sounds like it's external. So I would go with A. Let's go pull it up this way. L2 practice exam. This practice we want recall. Okay, that's a little better. So let's see. 1. 2 is B, integrate sustainability and social responsibility scoring, supplier scorecards. If every tier of the supply chain measures sustainability and their issues, supplier scorecards, sustainability will likely be instituted by supply chain much faster. That's kind of a goofy question. They're all kind of right. It's just B is more right, I guess. All right. Let's go back and do the summary. More and more companies are discovering the value of purchasing goods and services from suppliers with strong sustainability and social responsibility practices. Not paying attention to one supply chain can expose companies to operational, financial, and social risks. Get suppliers to take ownership of their share of the goals and mission by assigning a leader to the supply chain sustainability and social responsibility effort. To achieve a long-term vision for supply chain sustainability and social responsibility, one must recognize that the collaboration with other firms and stakeholders is vital. And now we can go get some questions for L2. What do we got here? Oh, we only got 5. So go ahead and start on them. We'll go over answers in a few minutes. Okay, let's go look at some answers here. Number 1 is Charlie. Pull this up a little. 2 is also Charlie. 3 is Bravo. 4 is Delta. And 5 is Charlie. Charlie's a big winner on this. All right, that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll start on L3.